Actually living in North Kingstown, Rhode Island right now. Well, I'm actually retired, so what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a network field engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cyber Trading University. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school. Do that. You have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cyber Trading University. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fausto from Cyber Trading University. Can I get a little chat back if you could hear me loud and clear? Just let me know if you could hear me okay. All right, good. Loud and clear there. All right, thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Just want to do a quick. Everybody can hear loud and clear. Good, good. All right, so I'm just trying to get the video to work, and just want to make sure if you can get it up and running. Hold on. You just stop the recording. Rich, could you make me a host? It looks like I can't share my video as an admin. There we go. There we go. All right, there we go. Oh, welcome everybody. It's always nice to do things personal. I always feel like, when you're live, you want to see that there's not, like to be more of that type of environment. But welcome everyone. Thank you very much, Patty. Welcome, John. So today we're going to talk about supplementing your income by trading 3 hours a week. Now, my God, that sounds like such a cool job. How could you even talk about that? Why is not everyone saying there's got to be a catch? There's got to be something behind this whole thing. This has got to be a scam, whatever it is. Well, listen, trading is not really a full-time job, okay? It's actually a part-time job. Can you do it full-time? Yes, but you just got to know how to play the game. Now, we're going to talk about something about when the best time to trade and the worst times to trade, and that's basically what we're going to cover. Yes, this is being recorded. Yes, it is. So you get to watch it later. So let me, before we get started, just a quick little warning to let everybody know. Just please keep in mind what we're talking about here is strictly educational purposes. There's no guarantees. There's no warranties. Okay. I'm not going to change your oil for the rest of your life, for free. Listen, you can lose a lot of money in trading. And, I'd rather put the fear in God in somebody than actually go out there and do it. But the good thing is I want to, I guess a lot of you already know that, but let me kind of show you what it's all about. But please don't hold us, we're not responsible anything on what you do on your end. Okay. So now we got that out of the way. I want to, before we move on, I want to do a quick poll question. So what are you looking to learn? Okay, this is very important because this is why we're here. I want to know where we're going to go with the audience that we have. Are you looking to get some trading tool software, how to correctly use charts? Hold on, do I have the poll here that I could do that? No, okay, we'll do that. So just give me an idea. Are you looking to scan the market? You're trading psychology? Like, what do you feel is your biggest flaws? What would you want? What would make you better as a trader? Okay. Dr. Host says just trading. He says I got a little fear going on. So a little bit more psychology, right? Okay. Jose says all the above. All right. Okay. I'll try to do them all, but we only have an hour. And by the way, I'm going to teach you how to trade in 15 minutes. You're going to blow your socks off. What you're about to see, you're going to wish you should have never made your first trade. Want to get more prolific in TradeStation from Michael back in. All right, options, knowing what you exit. All right, good. So these are all great questions, and this is what we're going to cover because this is what I find what people most need before you actually go out there and learn all that stuff. Trading and how to be good at a trading software is the least of your problems. I'll tell you why. There are so many softwares out there. There's so many brokerage firms out there, and no one really likes to change brokerage firms. They're like, you try to make it work. And you know what? Some of them, it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't. All right? But because you might be trading a certain way, and that brokerage firm would not give you those tools that you need to be successful to trade that type of a market. If it's options, if it's day trading stocks, if it's futures or Forex. I know they want to be a jack of all, but what you probably heard this before, they're a master of none. All right. So we're going to talk about developing a consistent trading plan. We're going to talk about how we monitor during tape reading using something called level 3 and level 4. We're also going to talk about level 2 and how to turn trading into a serious business, because the definition of business is making money, and that's why we're here. Now, how did I get here? I guess that's what everyone's always asked. And not only that, but there's a pretty good question that always goes out there. People always ask me, Fausto, if you're such a good trader, why do you teach? Like, are you making money selling classes, or are you? Listen, I can't answer for other people, but I'm going to explain to you why I'm here and why I need you, because the way I become very successful as a trader is, I'm looking to train people I could trade with. That's really the ultimate goal while I'm here. So listen, there's a lot of people out there that talk about why they're the best and I got the best technology and hey, look at the girls in my car and I got a nice Ferrari coming out of a Learjet. Listen, I've been doing this. I'm 50 years old. I just had my 50th birthday. Was it 2 weeks ago? And I've been doing this for 25 years. I love what I do, but I've seen people, blow me away and they end up, just blow up their accounts because, you don't have to kill it to be successful in trading. All right. And I know some of you look at it and there are some pretty good traders out there, but you're like, how can I compete with this person? Could I even get good at it? So listen, let's not go out there and try to pretend that we're going to get a rich quick scheme out there. How did I get here? Well, let me tell you how I got started. I'm a first generation Italian. I like to tell people that because I've had never anything was ever given to me. I worked for everything I had. My parents had zero. They came to this country for a better life for their kids. And living here in New York, my parents worked 6 days a week, and we used to just go on church on Sundays. And we know back then, not even the stores were open back then, and watching Planet of the Apes on the weekends. So, and some Sunday football. Anyway, what ended up happening, my dad says, listen, the reason why you're here is you have to make, thank you very much for congratulating my birthday, Peg. The thing is, this is the country of opportunities, and there's a lot of money to be made. And the way you become very successful and you want to be successful is you want to do something that you could spend more time with your family, something you can make a lot of money doing it. And there are so many things out there, but you got to start from the bottom and work your way up, okay? Because that's how you find how to progress, to become better in society and in life. And I went to school, and my dad was a landscaper, and I love gardening. By the way, I even have a channel called the Fausto Home Living channel. It's another, if you guys get a chance, please subscribe to it. You're going to love it. It's one of the hobbies that I have, but that's not how I make money, okay? When I went to school to be a landscape architect, because I thought I was going to take my father's business, I found that my dad says, hey, it's great. You got an education? Well, congratulations. You can't be rich doing that. I'm like, why'd you make me go to spend all that time to go to school? He goes, because you love it. You like it. Now you got an education. Why don't you go find some of your friends and find out what they do, which they make a lot of money doing it. I'm like, okay, great. So I got the college experience. Now I got to start all over again. Went to school for something that I really love, but then I found out I like money more. I like spending more time with my family. So what I find out, being in New York, this is the financial capital of the world. It's trading the market. So this is my lovely family, my wife, Debbie, Max, Lucas, and Alex. And, the thing is, that's actually a picture of me doing a presentation at the NASDAQ Center. And, the thing is, I love trading. I love trading because it gives you the freedom, the time to do it anywhere in the world. So why am I here is because of this. I'm here to educate all of you the psychology part about trading. I'm here to teach you the strategy about trading. And I'm here to show you, I'm hopefully going to get every single one of you to come and join me and see me practice what I preach. I'm going to show you exactly how to find these market makers. I'm going to show you how they work. How do I know this? Because I was a market maker myself. I am actually, believe it or not, one of the original So's bandits who started this over 25 years ago. When you read all those old books and be like, oh, I heard about the So's bandits. What are they? We're the original day traders. And believe me, nothing has changed until I started. But let me tell you how I became very successful at it, because the reason why I failed in the beginning is because I was an ignorant 22-year-old kid and thought that I can go out there and, do it on my own, which is what most people think they could do today. They think, I don't need to learn. I'll do it on my own. Well, let me tell you something. What I learned on the first day on the job, I should have never made my first trade, because that's what I'm hopefully going to prove to you today. So How am I going to prove to it? I'm going to go over a couple of PowerPoints. I'm going to show you some images, and then I'm going to invite every one of you tomorrow morning into the Cyber Group online trading room, the original one that I started over 25 years ago. Now, I did a quick poll question, and I wanted to get to know a little bit about everybody in the room, and it looks like we have a lot of stock traders, which is great, okay? We got some option traders, Forex futures, and some investors. Now, listen, this is how I look at trading the markets. I'm not here to tell you which one's better than the other. I mean, don't mind me, I'm biased because I would say the stock market, and I'll tell you why. I live here in New York, this is all we do. 2, when you turn the TV station on, the financial stations, they all talk about the stock market. And 3, it's actually the easiest. You know, people think it's more complicated than what it is. Listen, it's not about the leverage. It's not about the taxes, tax advantages or whatever. It's all about what is going to make you money. Don't worry about paying taxes right now or this. Listen, if you're not paying taxes, my accountant always taught me, you got problems. That means you're not making money, all right? Taxes are good. Worry about, let the accountants take care of that. You worry about making the money, but your goal is to go out there and risk the least amount of money as possible with the high amount of reward. So let's talk about some trades that are going on. Let me get my pointer out here so you guys can follow along. I always forget to grab that really quick. Where are you? Oh, there's my animation. And there's my little red dot. All right. So I day trade, so I just make my money. I don't like to hold positions overnight. That's one of the reasons why I like to day trade. Day trade, you just make your money, you're done, and game over. That's about it. That's what I like about day trading. You can make more money swing trading, but with that, there's more technology, more indicators, more risk. You could trade options and really make a lot of money, but now you got time, you got commissions, you got spreads, you got all these different butterflies and Greeks, and all these different strategies. So I kind of like to keep things a little more simple. It's called the KISS method, and that's why. And I'll show you how it works. So, do I have this poll question? We should stop this poll. And so my thing is this: before we get started, just so I get to know a little about you, how many years you guys been trading? Has it been 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 6 months? Just want to get to know the experience of some of you in here. Is that 2 years or was that 2 months? 6 years, Mark. Rick, we're going to talk about that a little bit, the PDT rule, okay? Don't worry. That's the least of your problems. About a year, 2 years. Oh, Michael, you're really old. You bought Apple at $3? Congratulations. And you still haven't booked a profit. All right, so the question you have to ask yourself is this. Are you making money doing it? Okay? Understand that, meaning are you making consistent money? Are you making what your goals are? Listen, if you're doing something for more than 2 to 3 months, as much as you like it, if you don't see progress, you might want to trade a different market. That's the reason why I'm asking what your experiences are. So, because I hear people, I spent all this money, I got to make this work. Listen, you don't have to. If we have any business owners out there, you all know if you hired somebody and they don't get it after I mean, you can't quit. Sometimes you'll give up on them a week, but you give them a month, you give them 2 months, 3 months, forget it. If he's not making you money, then it's time to let him go. You can't keep paying that salary. And some of you that have been employed with people, some people like, they hired a new person, make my job easier. Next thing you know, he's making your job harder. Not everyone really qualifies to do it. It doesn't take that long to figure it out. So just keep in mind, as of right now, before we move forward, if you're not seeing progress within 2 to 3 months, then you might want to change different exchanges. So let's get started. Nero. What the hell is a stock, Nero, that goes from 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:50, goes from $13.50 to $17 at 9:15? What a big move. What made it run up? I don't know. I'm going to let you know. But let's look at this one. ANY. Stock, 9:30 in the morning, goes from $5.40 up to $7 by 11 o'clock. Less than what, 2.5 hours, 1,000 shares. If you made a little bit more than, you made $2.20, $2,200. Hell, if you just made half that, you're talking $250,000 salary. Do you really care what the company does? I know I don't. Big BBIG stock right in the afternoon, 2:30 goes from $8 to 11. You know, it trades all the way into the after hours. Which, by the way, we got one that's moving right now. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Here's one that we're trading right now in the after hours. BTBT. Look at this. Stock goes from $7, $7.80. By 10 o'clock, it was already at $9.40. We trade the stock this afternoon. We jump back in at $9.80. Look where it is now after hours, almost at $11 a share. Okay? What does this stock do? Why is it going up? I'm going to tell you why it's going up, and you're going to be shocked. So how are all these charts very similar before we talk about what's driving them up? What makes them different? They all trade at certain times. Remember what today's topic is. How do you trade 3 hours, 3 hours a week and make a day's pay? Well, I came out with this clock right here. It's called the cyber clock. Came out with this over 25 years ago. This clock tells you the best time to trade and the worst time to trade. Why is that? Have you ever heard of algorithms? Have you ever heard of high frequency trades? There are certain times when the market moves, and there's certain times the market slows down. And then the market picks up again, like this stock right here. And this is no better. You can't see it better than this. This stock right out of the gate at 9:30. If you see from here, right at the open, goes from $7.90, and right up until 10:30, it stops right around 9:60. By the way, see that right there? Okay. Then you could see from here, the stock, maybe you could look at this clock a little bit better, you could see it. Right around 2:30, which you could look at my cyber clock, the thing starts moving again. And then from 3 to 3:30, you got a little shake. Exactly at 3:30, which you look at the clock, right at that mouse pad, when things started pushing. And from 3:30 to 4 o'clock to the close, you had another big push. And then you had after hours trading. Thing worked out pretty well. Okay, I did not make this up. How do I know this? Because I was a market maker. This is what I used to do. This is how we used to trade. We hold shares, wait until the market closes. People have orders that are in pre-market, can't execute them until the market opens up. You got all that chaos. All right. This is how we trade to become very good as a trader. These are the best times to trade, and there's certain times to trade, and there's times when not to trade. Now, depending, I saw we had some people here in in Germany. We had some people here in Hawaii. You're on two big opposite sides of the world. Some of you are not going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Some of you are not going to, start trading at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever it may be. There is always a time when to trade, when there's the good times and the bad times, and that's all you need to know. You don't have to trade all day. I like the clock as a mouse pad. Is there a way to get that image? Yes, no problem. We'll have. We have some instructors in there. They'll post a link up there on the screen so you guys could order one if you want it. All right. So how do we know when and where to buy? All right. That's the next question. So there are things in a trading platform, you don't need all these bells and whistles. Listen, brokerage firms like to sell you everything. Remember I told you, jack of all, master of none? They try to sell everybody everything, certain tools, everything. There's only really 4 tools you really need: a scanner, a chart, total view, and time and sales. That's all you need. You don't need all that window dressing. The more you have, the more confused that you get. So let's talk about what they are and how they work and how that's going to help you to know when to jump in and how to jump in and when to jump out. So here we have a stock that we traded. Alset, the stock took a big drop right here, went from $3 to $2.50. Now, some of us look at news, oh, the news is good, the news is bad. Forget about the news. So let me ask everybody, I'm going to do a poll question. Do you have level 3 quotes? Do you have level 3 quotes? By the way, if you're a student, please don't answer this question. Okay, we don't want to ruin the poll questions because that'll be too easy. All right. So listen, what you're about to hear right now is going to be extremely, extremely depressing. And it's going to be very stressful to know that what you've been doing this whole time, you've been trading backwards. So please pay attention very carefully. All right. My question to you is this: how do stocks go up and go down in the market? Can everyone answer that question? How do stocks go up and go down in the market? If you can't answer this question in the chat room, you really should just log out and quit trading. And please don't take it in a bad way. I'm a little brash sometimes. You might not like the way I might say things, but I sure rather you lose money somewhere else than with me when I'm trading with you. That is the easiest question to ask, to answer. Could everyone write? Mike, I didn't hear from you. You know what? Let me just boot Mike out of the room. I'm sorry, please. You know what? Don't take it the wrong way, but Mike, Jody, Bill, I didn't hear an answer from you. Oh, you just answered. Okay, good. Good, I got your attention. Listen, you have to know how to answer this question because supply and demand, buyers and sellers would drive the market. Now, just think about this for a second. How many of you here are actually monitoring and know where the buyers and sellers are in the stock that you're trading? I mean, think about that for a second. How much better and smarter trades you would make if you were able to see the buyers and sellers? Let's look at CLNE. This is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. Now, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite all of you. I'm actually not going to invite you. You're all going to, as you guys are registering to come in my trading room, you are all going to see a video of me on the NASDAQ because NASDAQ invited me to come do presentations to teach all of you how to use Book Viewer. I haven't been there ever since the pandemic because they closed it down with COVID. But we'll show you the videos that we have there. But let me explain to you what it is. Now, pay attention. I'm going to draw some lines over here. These are your buyers. These are your sellers. What you're looking at is two very important columns, 3 columns. Okay, so this is actually showing you where all the buyers are around the world and all the sellers are around the world that want to trade CLNE. Now, how do we use that data? Well, whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy their shares for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell their shares for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell it for more money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is a negotiated market. People are advertising. You know, they're all online. Depending on where you want to buy it, where you want to sell it, you're out there placing orders. And you get to see every order. Now, how do we utilize this data? Very simple. If I was interested in buying in CLNE, what is going to give me a game plan where I should buy it? Well, who the hell is Fausto Pugliese, right? I'm not going to be able to make this stock up and go down. So what I need to look at is where's the rest of the world? Where are they all aggregated? Where are most of the buyers? And right here, you could see that there's a buyer of 110,000 shares at $12.99. Now think about that for a second. 110,000 shares, what is that? Over $1 million worth of stock? How many of you guys are putting $1 million in an idea? I don't think that many, okay? Probably if not any. So why would I want to question him? If he's a buyer, maybe I should be a buyer. I sure don't want to sell it to him. Why would I want to sell it when there's a big demand? That is where people make big mistakes. Let me show you a little bit more. This is how we use it. Here at Cyber Trading University, we do not teach support and resistance levels, okay? Support and resistance levels do not exist unless you have a buyer and a seller. Now, everyone here says, wait a minute, I thought everything was about supplying the support and resistance. No, absolutely not. How many times you thought you hit a support level and the stock breaks it? And then like, oh my God, maybe it'll hold this support level, and then it breaks that one. And like, what the hell's going on? Mr. Fibonacci and MACD crossed and it said it was going to hold, and then it breaks that one. Because the problem was you keep focusing about the past. You're not focusing on the future. And right here is your future. The future is, where are the future buyers and where are the future sellers? Because that's where I want to future buy it, and that's where I want to futurely sell it. Not what happened yesterday or 10 minutes ago or a year ago. Because those same guys, yes, they could be support and resistance, but only if they're still there out there in the future. So let's look at this example right here. We're looking at Ford, okay? Ford started this morning, went from 1470 and came all the way down to a price of 1425. Now that is, in a matter of an hour, the stock would have been a really nice short, of like 40 cents. 40 cents on 1,000 shares. I don't know if you guys can count, but 40 cents is a lot. 1,000 shares, $400 an hour. That's about $100,000 salary a year. I don't know anybody that doesn't want that job, okay? Now, let's say you didn't short it. Let's say you were interested in buying it. And by the way, why did it bounce and stop at 1425? Why didn't it stop at 1445? Why didn't it stop at 14? Well, because what makes a support level is buyers. And when you look over here on NASDAQ Book Viewer, if you work your way down the buyers, you'll notice that's right, very much, very, very good, B. There's a 182,000 share buyer, and there are 12 orders that make up that at that price. Now, listen, there are buyers everywhere. You got 12,000, 7,000, 180,000 is a pretty substantial amount of shares. It's almost $3 million worth of stock right there. You don't think I want to follow that guy? Who are you going to trust more? Me? I mean, you could trust me, but what the hell I know? Don't trust me. I trust him. That is how we trade on the floor of the exchange. We all know where Goldman Sachs and Merrill Lynch and Shearson. And by the way, those guys doesn't mean that they control every single stock. Okay? Just because you see them there doesn't mean that they're, Goldman Sachs is there. He's the best. He is the best, actually. They are the godfather of Wall Street, but doesn't mean that he can control every stock support resistance levels. Somebody else could be out there, Could be anyone. Could be a big hedge fund. Could be BlackRock. Could be anybody. But your goal is stop trying to pretend that you're smarter than them, because that's when you're going to blow up your account. Here's another example. Look at this stock right here, ALF. Stock went from at 1020, went from 780 all the way up, and it stopped specifically at $8.66. Not even to hit it once, it hit twice, didn't want to break it. It didn't want to go to 9. It didn't want to stop at 840. It stopped specifically at that number for the only reason is because there was a 522,000 share seller out there. That is a lot of effing shares. Think about it. You're telling me that you're gonna question that? Oh, but it's got great news. Company, it's what I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't care. I'm not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not an analyst. Listen. It could go up, but let somebody else break up through that 500,000 shares. Why should you? Why should you question him? Does that seem hard, fellow traders? I mean, think about it. Think about it for a second. Does that seem confusing? Because I don't think so. How about this? Let's do a little test. Let's have a little fun here. All right? Let's stop sharing this. And let's say you guys answer this question. It's always a fun question to do. Is this stock going up or going down? Let's see how you answer all this question. And listen, it's not a trick question. Okay? Got somebody marked it wrong. Okay. We were so close. I thought we had somebody who was going to answer it. All right, no problem. Keep going, everyone. Fill out the best way how you think this is the way you're going to answer it. Kevin, put it in the poll. Put it in the poll. David, put it in the poll. All right, I'm going to close the poll. Okay. So I'm going to share the results. So apparently, I got 5 people that said it was going up. We got 7% of you said it's going up. I got 93% think it's going down. For the ones that said it was going up, could you please tell me what makes you think the stock is going up? I've been doing this, and I asked the same question, and I still can't get a direct answer. Why do you think the stock is going up? I can't see who actually answered it. You know, I can just see the poll, and nobody agreed in the chat. But what makes you think the stock is going up? If you really, really think the stock is going up, you better quit trading. I'll be honest with you. I'm just being straightforward. The stock is not going up. The trend is down. Okay? Now, it's a trick question. Listen, is it a trick question? That wasn't the question. By you thinking it's a trick question, Mike, that you say, I think it's a trick question. You can't. That means that you're stepping your boundaries, somebody else, and you're questioning that somebody out there is trying to screw you. And if that's how you feel, you should not be in this business. Everybody thinks like, there's always, there's got to be a scam behind it. Listen, the trend is your friend. You don't buck the trend. That's what I was always taught. Now, the ones that were right, that said it was going down, is this stock going to zero? Answer is, it could. But what do we need for the stock to stop going down? Can everyone answer that question? What do we need for the stock stop going down? Buyers. Oh my God, look at that. Everybody's got that. You hit the nail right in the head. Oh my God, you're telling me you don't need an RSI? You mean you're telling me you don't have to look at the options expiration dates on what's coming up on it? Wow. Oh my God, you're really serious. Well, congratulations. You're absolutely correct. The problem is the chart doesn't tell you that. The trading platforms don't tell you that. There's only one thing that would tell you that is you got to go to the exchange. You got to see where everybody else is at, right? So let's go check it out. We needed buyers, right? So we're going to look at the buyer column. Oh, look at that. 71,000 shares. There are 29 orders out there at $4. What do you think support levels are going to be? Exactly. Right at 4, and it went right back up to 450. You bought 1,000 shares of that, $4,000 investment, sell it an hour later, make yourself 50 cents, $500. I'm done for the day, $100,000 salary. Well, Sibel, you're absolutely right. You need a massive buyer. Okay. Well, we're going to look for massive buyers. By the way, these massive buyers are called iceberg orders. That's what we call them here. So let's do the opposite. Let's forget about all the bells and whistles and the platforms and all that stuff. Okay. Where do you think resistance levels would be on TEVA? Let's see how you guys answer this one. Where do you think resistance levels? Now think about it. You guys are probably freaking out. You're like, wait, where's the chart? I need a chart. I need, it's like almost like a drug. I need to look at my third monitor. Let me check out the news. Let me see where the analysts. Come on, listen. Go right to the data. All right? Go right to the data. Where do you think resistance levels would be by just looking at the data? And you know what? You're absolutely correct. By the way, Peter, you got it wrong. I don't know why you said 975. Resistance levels means that there's sellers. You're looking for sellers. The sellers are located on the right. You got a 108,000 share seller at $10. Okay? Congratulations, you're correct. Now let's take a step back where 99% of the people fail. What does this tell you? What does this look like it's doing? Going up or down? Up or down? Actually, you know what? I'll save you guys some time. Let's do a poll again. Let's do a poll. Up or down? It'll be easier. The poll is so much fun. I think I converted some of the other people. All right. So yeah, the stock's going up. The stock's going up, but guess what? We got sellers at 10, but the chart says going up. Seller at 10, seller's going up. Stock's at 990. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should focus on the future and not with what everyone thinks it's going to go up, because it's not going to go up. It is going to go up until, guess what? Until it gets close to 10, and boom, if you didn't get out and didn't see that guy, now you're down at 960. Checkmate. That is trading at its best. So not only by you going out there and knowing what time to trade, where the best times to trade, now with that said, and finding the right stocks to trade, now you know where to get in and where to get out. It's all about following the money. And that's why we call them iceberg orders. By the way, fellow traders, does that seem hard? Was that confused? Anyone lost? Did I lose anybody yet? Peg says no. John says no. Mike says no. Phone number there says no. You see, when I started, I failed. And I failed because I was 20. First, I was a kid. I was 22 years old. Secondly, I'm like, I didn't want to haul my ass into the city, pay a train ticket, lose 3 hours of my life to go work for somebody. They had to split my profit with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, listen, obviously, when you think about it, it's like, man, that sounds pretty depressing. It was. It's depressing. Who wants to do that? I mean, don't you want to have the luxury to sit at your home, enjoy your pets and do your cooking and gardening? Who wants to deal with that stuff, right? But it's not that easy, because you can go out there and you listen to this person and that person, and you're watching TV. You think the people on TV actually know what they're talking about. Meanwhile, they don't know what they're talking about. Some of those people I know personally, they just have very good connections. They sound good on TV, but when you talk to them, they know nothing about trading. All right. But for me, I said, you know what? Back then, I was trading with my sister, and we were both in the brokerage industry. And what happened? We quit. If you ever read my book, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, you can get it on Amazon. It's a very good, fast read. I talk a little bit about it, but I don't want to bore you with it. But me being the egotistical guy and her being the smart girl, she took the job and I didn't. And when I was sitting at the dinner table with her, and she started telling me like, oh, did you see Goldman Sachs sell 50,000 shares here? And did you watch Instant? I'm like, yeah. And I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just laughing. Yeah, I saw it. But then when she started driving a more expensive car than me, that's when it stopped ended. Okay. I went in with her in the city. I saw what they were doing. And let me tell you something, my eyes blow out of my head. I said, my God, how could anybody in their right mind not have this information? And I'll tell you why. And it's going to happen to some of you here today. When I started to get that data, I had to pay $1,000 a month. That's like almost like $5,000 a month today's times, what I had to pay. $1,000 a month to get that data. You're trying to tell a 22-year-old kid to come up with $1,000 a month to pay for that? Okay. So no wonder why no one was very good at it, because first of all, good technology is not cheap. All right. These exchanges, NASDAQ didn't build that nice little, data center, in Times Square on their dime. All right. So, but I said, you know what? If I want to do this, I saw people making money. I see people high-fiving on the trading room. I see people making thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm like, and meanwhile, I'm sitting there losing, my account. So I said, you know what? Enough's enough. Let me go out there and do it the right way. And today, guess what? It doesn't cost $1,000. It costs $15. $15? How about this? It's going to cost you $9. when we're all said and done. Who here doesn't think spending $9 to get that data is worth it? Because if it's not, you should quit trading right now. And by the way, you could apply this towards options, cryptocurrency, futures. You know what I mean? $9, that's all it costs, $9 to get this data? And I paid $1,000 25 years ago. So the thing is, trading is a great job. You just got to know where to look, and you people surround yourself know what they're talking about. Now let me answer one more question, because somebody brought this up earlier and says, Fausto, yeah, I heard about this. I was watching another webinar. Somebody told me that they're fake. These are fake orders. Let me tell you something that's so fake. You think it's fake? When I invite you in the trading room, I'm going to bring you in my trading room. I'm going to find one of those fake 100,000 share orders. We're going to use your money. And you tell me how fake it is. I could almost tell everybody else, you guys are going to laugh your butts off, because this guy's going to be stuck with about $1 million worth of stock because somebody thought that he was smarter than them. I get off on that. I really do. I tell people, oh my God, you think it's fake? No problem. First of all, can a guy cancel an order? Yeah, they can cancel an order. You could cancel an order, right? But how do we know? Something called time and sales. You know how many people don't use time and sales? These are the confirmations of the transactions that take off from the exchange. You just look at the colors. You see a lot of green, stocks going up. You see a lot of red, the stock's going down. I mean, do you need anything more than that? Now, can orders get executed? Did you forget about that one? How about this? This stock right here, SKLZ, had a 121,000 share seller at $14.50. So technically that would be resistance levels, right? So this right here, that you see this right here, this is this guy right here, okay? But unfortunately, guy was getting executed. 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000, 1,000, 1,300. Oh, no wonder. Guess what? Guy got executed. Boom. Stock shot right up. Went straight up. So can guys like that get executed? Sure. And sure enough, when they do, thing takes off. So these are called breakouts. They're called breakouts. And you know what? That could happen. Look at this one. Big buyer right here at $17 for 110,000 shares. In theory, you think it's support levels. Guess what? 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. That guy was getting executed. All those down there, and boom, look at it. Went from 17 all the way down to 13. Ever happened to any of you? You ever sit there and like, oh my God, we're at support levels, gonna hold, and you're looking at it like, something's weird. It's like, you know, it's not breaking it, but it's like trading there because the guy's getting executed. And if you're not seeing that, guess what? You would have got crushed. That's trading. I did a trade today in my class. I want to show you something. I'm gonna bring this over here. So we traded this stock right here. By the way, these are all 100 share lots. The only stock because we were training. This was a 5,000 share lot. But I want to bring up this stock right here. This one right here, MARPS. Okay. So this stock right here, I sold it. Let me just show you right here. At, you see the clock right here? I sold it at 9.53 at $8.17. So I didn't make that much on it. We made 35 cents. Now on 100 shares, we work on a point system. We don't work on a dollar system. So technically on 1,000 shares, that's 3,500. That's $350. Now that price right there is here. See that right there? What happened there is that there was a buyer on the bid for a huge block order, and he got executed. See how the stock, what it was doing? It was like had a tough time breaking 840. You ever get into a trade? It's like it's hitting, it's not breaking, it's not breaking. Like, you know, I got a gut feeling things not working out. There's a big seller out there, and he keeps, you know, refreshing, updating his quote. And then there was a buyer that was holding it, but he was not updating his quote. And then guess what? If I didn't get out at that price right there, look what just happened. It tanked within 1 minute. It dropped literally 827 to 756, and it dropped all the way down to $5. That would have been a $3 loss. How is that even possible? You know how it was possible? Because that big buyer that was on the bid got executed. And if I wasn't watching him, I would have blew up my account. I wouldn't blow up my account, but that's how you get crushed. This is what you have, something like that. So you have to follow the money. So listen, that is what I want to show all of you when I come invite you at Cyber Trading University. So if you want to know the art of trading, you want to know how these things work, this is what I want to do. I want to invite every single one of you to come in my trading room. I want to teach you something called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. Having the right windows, things you need, things you don't need. And believe me, everything we do, we practice what we preach. And guess what? You don't have to make a lot of money to make a day's pay doing this. Do you know if you make a lousy 50 cents on 1,000 shares is $500? Who here is not looking for a nice $100,000 a year salary? I mean, I know some of you go out there and you see these people, and I don't like it. I'm not a flashy person. I was never a big trader, but I don't like people going out there and say, hey, I made $27,000 today. Or, hey, I opened an account with $1,000. I made it $250,000 at the end of the year. Do yourself a favor. That's like a get-rich-quick scheme. So be careful of those people, all right? But to go out there and, learn how to make 20 cents, 50 cents a day, you see stocks move dollars. It's not really that hard to do. Listen, you can't be self-taught when you're risking your hard-earned money that you work for. You got to learn how to play the game of trading, and it's not that hard. The hardest thing about teaching and trading is the psychology part of it, the greed, and the discipline. That's about it. This is why Cyber Trading University has been endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. They have a lot to lose. These brokerage firms do credit checks on us, background checks on us. Hell, they go to the Better Business Bureau on us. Do you think they would have Charles Schwab would have Fausto Pugliese talking there? You think Thinkorswim would invite Fausto Pugliese to do events for them? Tastyworks, TradeStation, these are big brand name companies. Forget it. There's a lot more out there. These are just the basic ones. How many people that you've taken training courses could say, "Oh yeah, I do presentations for these schools"? Probably zero. So this is what I want to do. I want to invite every one of you to come into this room. Every one of you. And not only that, but I don't want you to judge us on our winners. I want you to look at the traders in there, and I want you to judge CTU by their losers, because you're going to see how few they have. You're going to see how we control them. We don't teach you how to make money. We teach you how to stop losing it. That's everybody's issue. Winners take care of themselves. It's the losers you have a problem with. And that's what you have to focus on. So this is what we're going to be getting, fellow traders. For 1 week, I want to invite you in my trading room, and I want you to come in, and I want you to be in there whenever you can. Specifically, the first hour and the last hour are the best times to trade. That's really it. We do live order commentary between 9:30 to 10:30 and 3 to 4. And we do a live broadcast that's on YouTube and Facebook at 9 a.m. and at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So there's a lot of time for you to go out there and see us do this live in the market and see how we practice what we preach. Now, this is all I'm asking for. Remember I told you it's $9? This is what you're going to get. You're going to get the trading room. You're going to get workshops. You're going to get your own education advisor. You're going to get a live weekly Q&A session. You're going to get all this stuff for $9. $9. Oh, and by the way, we're not going to charge you any secret, hidden fee right after it. If you don't want to continue, we don't want you there. I had that next person, someone just asked me. Think about this. $9, what do you have to lose? Imagine what you just learned in the past 10 minutes. Could you imagine what you will learn seeing it live in a week? Now, as a bonus, this is what I'm going to do. For the first 20 people that register, I will actually be giving you a personal coaching class. It's a $500 value. Now, you're probably saying, wait a minute, why would Fausto want to talk to me, John Doe, whoever, where you are from, wherever, Mike from California, whatever it is, because we're actually going to need to interview you. Let me tell you, we don't train everybody we teach. A lot of you really don't qualify, you know? And I'm not to tell you what makes you qualified or not qualified, but you know what? If you're not qualified, we'll give you $9 back. I don't need your $9. I am looking for traders that I could teach, that I can make six figures with. Because there's a lot of schools out there, and believe it or not, a lot of them are my students. And and we're always looking to recruit new people because listen, eventually you're going to outgrow CTU, and that's a good thing. It's like going to college. They want to, of course, they would love to keep you there forever and charge you $70,000 a year, you know. But eventually you got to move on and make your own money. That's why you go there, right? So all I'm asking is a $9 trial fee. Get into the trading room. If you're lucky, you'll get a coaching class with me. If not, you'll get with somebody else. Go through those recordings. Talk to education advisor. See why we are very well known and the top in the industry of having the best customer service, having, you know, the most caring and the most endorsed. And that's what you need to know when it comes down to it. All right. So, by the way, does anybody have any questions in the meantime? We got about a couple of more minutes before we go. You see, I got a couple of people that are registering right now. Just want to bring this up. Jen, I just got your registration from Island City, wherever that is. Okay. What we got here? John from California, you got your registration? Good. All right. Now, listen, when you guys register, it's very important that when you register, the next page is going to be a questionnaire. That's going to be your application. Please fill it out to the best of your knowledge. It's only about 5 questions. Let us know who trained you. Let us know how much money you have in the market. Let us know who your broker is. The more you let us know, the better we can help you and gear you the right way, which will be the right program if trading is for you or not, or how to go about it. But if you like what you see, if you want to learn how to shadow market makers, you want to know when the best time to trade, here's your opportunity to do it. Listen, I'm a 12-time world champion. I beat every school I competed against. But the thing is, that doesn't make you money. What's going to make you money is, are we good teachers? And by you getting into the trading room and seeing what's going on out there, that's what's going to show you. All right. Now, don't go anywhere. Like, stick around because we're going to play a video of me at the NASDAQ Center. So your training has not stopped. Okay. We're going to continue the training for about less than 10 more minutes. So as you guys are registering and locking in yourself, you know, just get your credit cards, and as you're filling out an application, you're going to enjoy watching a very good video of us on the NASDAQ. Now, when could you start? That's another good question that came up. So listen, if you can't start tomorrow, I get it. You could always start, you know, listen, you have to talk to the education advisor. He's going to do a walkthrough with you. He's going to show you your portal page and show you the videos. You want to make sure that you're going to have the greatest and best experience being here. We take this very, very seriously. Please keep in mind. And believe me, people look at me like, oh my God, I can't believe someone's actually answering the phone. Is someone actually there? You know, what I'm getting, it's like unbelievable. So we want to show you the professional, the quality, because we want you to feel comfortable that you're going to trust us, because we know it's not the money, it's your time that's going to be expensive. You know, you don't want to waste your time. And I want you to think, well, like anyone else out there. So go out there, register, and you could always, when you talk to the education advisor, you could tell him when you want to start or not. Any other questions we got? Can we put up the best trading time chart? I don't know what you mean by that, Celeste. Could you be a little more specific on that? Well, we just posted a link if you want into this. If you're interested in the Cyber Group mouse pad. Yeah, I mean, this is a great tool. It really is. It's a little old, a little outdated, but keeps ticking. Takes a beating, but keeps ticking. So we got here, we got a couple of people that just registered. Okay, this is a good one. Lee, we just got your registration. Okay, Lee, you never learned about level 3. You did take some education. Okay, that's good. I like that. What else we got here? John, very new to trading. Need a lot of help just reading some of the questionnaires that come across here. Good. All right. Any other questions, fellow traders? But I haven't found the time to take an advantage of your offer. Tom, listen, I don't care how much money you have in the market, okay? And that's not important to me. You have to make time. But you know what? Listen, if it's not the right time, that's okay. We're not going anywhere. I had people that says, "Oh, I wish I took your class 5 years ago when I first met you, but it wasn't the right time. I'm happy you're still here." We're not going anywhere. I'm always recruiting here at Cyber Training University because my goal is to get you learn as quickly as possible so you can go do it on your own, and maybe you can teach your kids, your grandkids, your friends. There's not no secret, listen, when you leave Cyber Training University, you're screwed. No, once you understand it, you're going to learn how to be a trader like a floor trader, because that's what I was. So, but you're going to have to make the time. You know what I mean? Listen, I always tell everybody this. Are you trading now? You got positions open? You damn better make time right now, because you could lose that all tomorrow, especially what's going on in the market. Yeah, I know the market's up today, up a lot, but you know what? It could be, I've seen it getting crushed, every other day. So yeah, we're going up, and boom, it goes down. We go up, and it goes boom, it goes down. Market really honestly hasn't been anywhere in the past 6 months. I don't know if you noticed that. And with inflation that's coming along, oil is going to probably go to $100 a barrel, which they're predicting. There's no better time to learn how to trade than now. Kim, no, you don't. Kim's had a great question. Do I have to cancel to avoid more than $9 trial? No, listen, Kim, after your week trial, you're done. Don't worry about it. We're not going to charge you, $180, $1,000 after it. We don't play that game. I don't need your $9. I don't need your $150. I'm looking for traders that I could teach, that I can make, 5 and 6 figures with. That is just to let the $9 is just to tell me that you're a real person. You say who you say you are, because we don't know who you are, and we can call you. You have a real phone number. We can contact you and this and that. That's all. Don't worry about it. A lot of other people have just registered. Lucy, I can just show you right here so you guys can see. Look at all the registrations came in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at all these people that just registered. Just coming in. All right, there we go. I got read. William Bailey just got your registration. There you go. So I'm just reading it off. You could see that everyone's ready. Great. I'm excited. I'm so happy you guys are registering. This is awesome. You guys are gonna have a blast. You think what you saw here, you haven't seen nothing yet. This is just like this. I just scratched. You know what's gonna crazy? Wait till I show you this. Want to see something really cool? It's called level 4. This thing is going to knock your socks off. See this right here? Several 100,000 shares was sitting here at 11 o'clock. The guy's been out there all day long. This is a stock that we were just trading, BTBT, that I was telling you about earlier. When that guy got executed right around 2:30, once he was done, because he hit him, brought him back down, another buyer came in. Once he got done, look at all these bulls. He got executed, he got hit, he got hit, he got hit. And that stock went from $10 all the way up to about $10.50 in a matter of what was that? A little bit more than 30 minutes. $10 stock, 1,000 shares, 50 cents, $500, $100,000 salary. Congratulations. Welcome to Cyber Training University. This is what we're known for. You haven't seen nothing yet. I tell you, I love doing this stuff. I get so excited. I love changing people's lives. I know people are getting hit with COVID and they don't know if their job is, or maybe like you say, I don't want to go back to work. These people are so desperate for you. Screw them. I like home. You know what? When you go to my channel, Fausto Home Living, you're like, man, what does this guy do all day? He's taking care of chickens. He's building garden boxes. He's teaching me how to cook. Because I got the time to do it. I love doing that stuff. And I want you guys to have the same type of, career. Because we all do that, But how are you going to have the time to do it? You got to learn how to trade. It's awesome. All right, guys, listen, I got to go. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for registering. Look forward to seeing you all there. Oh, thanks. We just put the link in there for you, too, by the way. By the way, friend us, like us on all our stations. The Cyber Training University and also Fausto Home Living. Follow us along. You're going to have a great time. We're very, very personal. We just love, we love our students and we love working with them. And, you'll see, we're going to have a great relationship. So, see you soon. Be safe And I'll see you all in the trading room. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cyber Trading University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace, because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People keep asking me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like, a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up with about almost like 900 points so far. So, and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, you almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, NASDAQ listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks. So people are like, what does this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is, like, the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see you
Stocks-
start to see these 35,000
Which
orders.
is
Yep.
exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is: here's the next biggest resistance. There's a 33,000 shares for there's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is you hit a resistance. Where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29,
Yep.
the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on, but the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on, where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, no, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here, so this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right, so we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay. Actually, go watch that movie. Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg. And the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water, it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened, it crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. So that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus what happens to the 30. No, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, And as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yep.
See that candle right there? It hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
Right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF and it'll come up on TotalView. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
if you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. There was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right, so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.